Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the six-figure tutor with smarttutor.io. And check it out. In this video, what I want to cover is I want to cover the five biggest lessons that I've learned while growing my center, my tutoring business, from zero to over six figures a year. And these are five lessons that I think are going to be very, very valuable to you guys because these are lessons that I wish someone had told me when I was, originally starting my tutoring business or growing my tutoring business, because I know that I would have gotten here one much faster, and I probably would be even more successful in my tutoring business and have grown even larger if I'd implemented some of these lessons a lot sooner. So, if you're new to the channel, my name is Richard Kitchen Master, and what I do is I help tutors start their business, grow their tutoring business, and then scale their tutoring business so that you guys can make more money, but also have a level of freedom and flexibility that will allow you guys to actually enjoy that money, right? So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I'd mean a lot. We're approaching something like 700 subscribers now. It's still a really small channel, but we're growing. And I'm super pumped about it. It just kind of helps me and keeps me motivated to film these videos for you guys so I can provide as much valuable as possible for people that have been watching my channel. You can see the environment's changed. Usually I film these videos in my office, but I was feeling inspired. If you guys see me looking down, I have some of my notes right here just so I don't miss anything. I want to make sure that I go over every detail for you guys. And with that being said, let's just dive right on in, guys. So the very first lesson that I wish I had implemented sooner was I wish that I spent more money on marketing. Perfect. That's the very first lessons. I wish I spent more, right? I wish I spent more money on marketing. Now, listen, guys, I know people get nervous. People are scared because, marketing costs money, right? But I don't know many successful businesses out there that don't spend money on marketing, right? It's 2023, right? It's the digital age. We have so many tools now, right? Back in the day, what you have to do, you had to stand on a street corner with a sign, right? Or you had to put something in a newspaper in order to advertise your business. But now we can literally put some money into Facebook or some money into Instagram or Google or TikTok or all these different social media platforms where your audiences are literally hanging out there, right? And you can put your offers and your ads and your messages in front of them faster and cheaper than any other time in history. And yet I still see people contracting when they hear that word marketing, right? There is no downside to marketing your business. I'm telling you that right now. There's no downside to putting your message and your offer out into the world for other people to know who you are, know what you do, and then turn them into, hopefully paying customers, right, in the future. So my very first lesson is spend more on marketing, right? It's not really a cost. It is an investment in your business, right? Your tutors, I get that. But at the end of the day, you're tutors, but you're business owners, right? That's why you started your business, right? To make more money. Okay, so the very first lesson that I wish I learned was I wish I spent more quicker, right? The lesson number two is I wish I switched to group tutoring much sooner. So I've actually only switched over to the group tutoring something like 2 or 3 years ago. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and it's literally been the best thing I've ever done. So for multiple years, right? I've actually had this tutoring center for about 8 years now, but I tutored much earlier than that. So I've been tutoring for about 13 years now, and I always did the one-on-one thing, right? I always did the one-on-one thing because I had the mindset that parents are only going to pay for one-on-one. Parents don't want groups, right? But then what happened? So previous to the vid, what I did was I had about 8 tutors working here. Right at the time, I had independent contractors, a combination of contractors and employees. They all worked here. It was crazy. It was awesome. It was hectic. Managing was insane. Paying them was insane. Scheduling, everyone, communication between all the tutors working here, plus the students and getting scheduling right. It was a headache. It was a nightmare. Um, were we making okay money? Yes, but was it fun? Absolutely not. It was a nightmare. So what happened was, 2020 hit. Right, you guys all know what happened in 2020. And then my center was crickets. Right, I didn't really have any students. People didn't really want to come by. They didn't want to like leave their homes and all that good stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can find a better way to do things. And so because if I didn't find a way to be profitable through all of the ups and downs and stuff of business, well, I wasn't gonna survive much longer. So I switched over to groups, and lo and behold, what happened was nobody really minded. Right? I told everyone, hey, we do small group tutoring now, one to three kids per uh, 1 to 3 kids per session, and people just started piling back in. And a couple things happened. Now I only have two tutors that work here. It's me and two other tutors. Um, and management's easy, scheduling's easy, right? I can pay my tutors more now because we're making more per hour, so they're happier. And on top of that, profitability goes through the roof. Because let's say, for example, you're charging 50 bucks an hour, right? Well, one-on-one, you're capped at 50 bucks an hour. But if you have 3 students in there, you're now making $150 per hour for the same amount of time, right? So now you're leveraging your time, right? So you can work less and make more, right? And so that's where I come in. Is I always teach, tutors that you want to make money, but you don't want to burn out, right? You want to have freedom and flexibility to do the things you want to do, right? So I wish I switched to groups earlier. Number 3 is I wish I charged more, right? I wish I charged more. And so when I first started out, right, I was charging 15 bucks an hour. This was at the time when I was tutoring at like Starbucks and stuff like that. And I thought I was a baller. I thought I was a boss because I'd walk around, and at the time, my friends, my buddies were working, at different organizations or whatever, and they were making, I think it was like $8. $8 was minimum wage back then. So I thought I was a boss. It's like I'm getting almost double that, and I'm a freaking tutor. I'm working myself. This is cool. Well, what happened was eventually, back then again, I was on the one-on-one model, so I was working, 8 to 10 hours a day. I was super tired, but then eventually I was fully booked out. And then what happened was I had no more profit potential, right? I had to either hire more tutors, which back in the day I wasn't really in a position to do that, because I didn't have a place, I wasn't tutoring online, I was meeting people at Starbucks, right? Or 2, I had to raise my prices, and so I was a little bit nervous. But I just said, you know what? I sat down one day and said, you know what? I wonder if people will pay me 20 bucks an hour, right? Because at the time I was 15. And I was kind of scared, but the next time I got a sales call, when price came into the conversation, instead of saying $15 an hour, I said 20. And they said, okay, no problem, let's set it up. And I was like, holy crap, that's crazy. These people are going to pay me $20 an hour, right? I thought that was awesome. And so, what I learned was people will pay you, for your value, right? People will pay you money, good money, to help them succeed in their classes or help their kids succeed in their classes, right? Because you're super valuable. So don't undervalue yourself. Charge more, increase your rates quickly. Don't feel bad about it because you deserve to get paid. And again, so these days, I actually charge something like $68.75 an hour, and that's for group tutoring, right? So we do small group 1 to 3, but typically when I'm tutoring, I'll do anywhere from 4 to 7 kids, right? So you do the math, right? Pretty phenomenal hourly rate. Even though it's in groups, I'm still charging almost 70 bucks an hour. Okay, cool. Point number 4 is don't sell your tutoring by the hour. Sell it in packages, okay? Packages, right? So the reason this is important is because, 1, you don't have to wait to get paid for the next session, right? You're not getting paid per hour. 2, students are going to be way more consistent, and parents are going to make sure they get their kids there, because if they don't, they're going to lose out on that hour, right? You're going to charge them for that hour. So you're getting money up front. They're more consistent, and you're guaranteed hours for X amount, right? Most of my students, I would say 80 to 90% of them renew their package and they continue, right? They'll take breaks, but they come back and they continue and all that good stuff. Um, but most importantly, I always hear a lot of tutors say, I don't have any money for ads. I don't have any money for my business. Or I don't have any money for my bills or my softwares, or I'm having financial issues, right? If you charge packages, that shouldn't be an issue because you're getting cash flow. So now what's going to happen is someone pays you up front. Boom, you've got a chunk of cash. You can take that chunk of cash to pay your bills, to put up some Facebook ads, right? To start paying for things to make more money, and it just cycles and cycles and cycles, right? And so if you feel like you're always cash strapped, you're strapped for cash, packages might be your answer. Okay, so packages are really, really, really important. So right now, to give you an example, I charge $550 for 8 hours of tutoring, which is typically 1 month. Or I charge $950 for 15 sessions, which typically runs 2 months, like a little bit less than 2 months. And then they'll renew, right? So packages are awesome. I mean, think about it. If you're selling your tutoring for $950 a package, right? I mean, you get 10 students, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that's $9,500 from 10 students. Anybody watching this can get 10 students, okay? So that's the power of packages. And the last point I want to talk about here is leveraging software, right? Leveraging software to manage your students and to grow and scale your business, right? So the 4 softwares that I think every tutor needs is you need a student management system. So I use LearnSpeed. I'm not associated with them in any way. That's the software I use. A whole bunch of them out there. So that just manages my students, stuff like that. And then I use Smart Tutor for sales and marketing to actually grow my business using ads, right? Leveraging automations so I don't have to be constantly following up with people and stuff myself. I have a system do that for me, right? So there is a link in the description for a 14-day free trial of Smart Tutor. You should go check that out because it's freaking fantastic. The third one would be Trello, right? Again, not associated with them at all, but Trello is just really good for task management, managing your productivity, stuff like that. And the last one would be QuickBooks, right? QuickBooks for your bookkeeping, stuff like that. So at the end of the year, you're not like surprised and shocked when you have to do things like taxes and stuff like that. So tutoring management, Smart Tutor to actually sales, marketing, customer acquisition, Trello for efficiency, and then QuickBooks for bookkeeping. These are the 5 lessons that I wish someone told me when I was on my tutoring journey, right? I'm still on my tutoring journey. But so with that being said, if you guys got any value out of this video, right, please hit that like button on this video and hit the subscribe. Love you guys. Hope you guys found value in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.